Hey, before life hits you with some huge shakeup, it always starts with these quiet little pokes. But most of us are just too wrapped up in our own heads, running around like crazy with all our worries and to-dos, that we totally blank on them. Still, those tiny clues, they're always hanging around. The universe isn't going to yell at you. Nah, it just drops these little breadcrumbs, random coincidences, weird gut feelings that pop into your brain like a quick shadow passing by. And man, the real bummer is when people blow them off until it's way too late and boom, everything flips. But if you slow down and actually tune in, really pay attention, you'll realize life's been chatting with you the whole time. Okay, so what am I talking about with these hints? Not some fairy tale stuff like stars spelling out your fortune or angels doodling secrets in your morning cereal. I'm saying the everyday nudges from real life, like how things start lining up in funny ways, or you get this sudden aha moment out of nowhere, or some wild stroke of luck lands you right where you need to be, or shouldn't be, at the exact wrong or right second. See, everything's connected, you know? You're not some island floating out there on your own. Your thoughts, your vibes, they're like waves crashing right along with the big ocean of the universe. And when you get quiet for a sec, you start hearing the beat, that underlying rhythm humming away. But if you're always buzzing around, stressing over the next thing, that beat just fades out, like some cool song playing softly down the hall that you can't quite make out. Ever notice how right before something massive drops, like falling head over heels for someone, getting canned from your job, or packing up and moving across the country, there's this weird itch you can't scratch, like you're floating, totally off kilter. The floor feels shaky under your fall. And bam, panic mode kicks in. You think, oh crap, everything's going to hell. But here's the thing, that jittery feeling, it's the first soft warning that change is knocking. Think about a seed buried in the dirt. It feels like it's dying down there, all cracked open and raw. But really, that's just it, busting out to grow into something new. Yeah, the universe throws that off-balance vibe your way to wake you up. Hey buddy, the comfy routine's wrapping up. Time to dive into the wild unknown. That's where the real fun starts. But okay, here's where it gets tricky for us regular folks. We're obsessed with knowing exactly what's coming, right? We hate not having a solid plan, a step-by-step map. Give us certainty or give us death. That's our jam. The universe, it doesn't play that game. It just yeets you straight into the fog, the big question mark. And guess what? That's exactly where the magic happens, where you actually grow. Fight it tooth and nail. You'll just end up miserable, kicking and screaming. Hang on to your old checklist like they're life rafts. Those hints start looking like total chaos, like life screwing you over. But loosen up, let go a little. Suddenly you spot the threads, the sneaky order hiding in the mess. It's like life's your chill dance teacher showing you how to sway, not stomp around like you're in the army. Picture this. Some guy out for a walk in the woods, totally turned around. Every tree looks the damn same and he's freaking out, heart pounding. Then, out of the corner of his eye, this little bird flits by. It stops on a branch, chirps, waits like, come on, dude. Then hops a bit further, does it again. Something in his gut goes, follow that thing. No GPS, no clue if it's smart or stupid, he just goes for it. A few minutes later, the trees thin out, and whoops, he's back on the path he was hunting for. Lucky break? Sure, maybe. But deep down, that guy knew it was more. It was one of those hints, the kind he'd have ignored if his ego was yelling too loud to listen. Hints aren't in-your-face billboards. They're sneaky, like wild animals in the brush. Skittish. You come crashing through all loud and full of yourself? They bolt, but sneak up soft, eyes wide open, ears perked. They're everywhere, waiting. Like overhearing a chat at the coffee shop that nails the question you've been chewing on for days. Or bumping into some random person who turns out to be exactly the connection you needed. Or waking up from a dream that sticks with you, hitting you with a truth you've been dodging like the plague. These aren't flukes. They're the universe going, psst, remember, you're part of this whole big tapestry. Same threads, same groove we're all dancing to. So why do so many of us miss the show? Easy. We suck at shutting up. We're hooked on the noise, endless scrolling, yapping to ourselves, that constant brain chatter cranked to 11. When your head's always spinning, you're either replaying yesterday's screw-ups or fast-forwarding to tomorrow's what-ifs. You're never just here. And those hints, they don't live in what was or what might be. They're right now, in this breath, this second, that bird hopping in front of you, that weird moment unfolding, that tingle in your chest saying, pay attention. Blink, and they're gone. If you're off in la-la land, poof, missed it. It's like life's littered your walk with shiny coins and cool rocks, but you're too busy staring at the end of the road to spot 'em. That's why all the old wise folks, meditators, storytellers, whoever, keep hammering it. Chill out. Notice the small stuff. Because in those tiny bits, the whole puzzle clicks into place. A stranger's quick smile could be the universe winking at you, that annoying traffic jam holding you up. Might be life's way of swerving you past some mess you didn't see coming. Our egos want fireworks, big dramatic reveals with spotlights and confetti, but life's not that showy. The deep stuff hides in the everyday boring bits, just waiting for someone to actually look. Folks always hit me with, okay, but how do I know it's a hint and not just dumb luck? Fair question. Look, everything's kind of luck, right? But luck, that's the universe's favorite way to talk. Through puzzles, little games of chance that only make sense when you tilt your head. Don't sweat labeling every single thing as a message from the gods. Just stay awake to it. When you're in the flow, you stop needing a signed affidavit. You just feel it click, like a good song hitting the chorus. That hum between what's happening out there and what's bubbling up inside. The old Chinese crew called it the Tao, the way. It's not flashy. It just rolls along like a river, smooth and unstoppable. Get on board with it, and suddenly stuff feels easier. Doors you didn't even knock on swing open. The rough patches smooth out. People show up who get you right on time. But buck against it, force your own stubborn route. You'll trip over your own feet, banging your shins the whole way. Those hints aren't bossy orders. They're more like, hey, want to try this path? Might be fun. Invites to trust the current, stop paddling upstream. But you gotta practice listening, train your eyes to see. Not gonna lie, it's tough. Takes swallowing some pride. Pride's admitting you don't run the whole show. You're just one player in this massive jam session. Try hogging the mic, total mess. But blend your part in, pure harmony, beautiful stuff. All right, let's dig a bit more into how these hints sneak up. Sometimes they're these wild syncs, totally unrelated things crashing together in a way that just zings you, like you're thinking about an old friend and bam, their song comes on the radio word for word, or you dream something trippy one night and the next day life's like, oh yeah, watch this, and replays it live. Coincidence? Totally, but also not. Something in you goes, whoa, I'm tied into this bigger web. Those syncs are like peeks behind the curtain, quick flashes of how the whole backstage magic works. But nah, most people shrug them off. Admitting it means cracking open that cozy bubble where life's just a bunch of random crap, no strings attached, all cold and mechanical. To someone who's game, they're high fives from the universe. You're on track, or time to switch lanes, pal. Hints can hit your body too, out of nowhere tiredness that pins you down, or this random burst of let's go energy, or feeling sick, antsy, like you want to crawl out of your skin. Your body's in on the game, part of the whole shebang. When it pipes up, listen up. Too many of us wait till it flatlines before we care. That flu you can't shake, the blahs that won't quit, even boredom. Often it's yelling, yo, you're off your path. Time to reroute, the universe eye. Isn't always polite with a shoulder tap. Sometimes it swings a 2x4 to get your attention. And what do? Pop a pill, scroll harder, anything but ask, okay, what are you trying to say here? Think about it. If a road sign said bridge out, turn back, you wouldn't flip it off and floor it. No way. But in life, when hints flash, jobs tank, relationships ghost, plans go poof, we act like it's personal, like karma's out to get us. Truth, it's just course correcting, steering you somewhere better. Don't you get it? A slammed door's a hint, same as one creaking open. The buddy who bails, the gig that fizzles, the whole crumbling mess. That's the note. Not this way, champ. Try over here. Dig in your heels. Ouch, that hurts. Push back. You'll ache for days. Smart move. The wise ones just nod. Win or lose, it's all part of the story. Hints, good or gut punchy, are always pointing this away. The trick isn't bossing the direction, it's strolling with your eyes peeled. So how do you get good at this open book living? Start with trust, not some blind everything's fine leap, more like stepping into the pool without death gripping the sides. It's about hearing more than talking, watching more than bulldozing. Trust says, cool, I'm a piece of something way huger than my brain can wrap around. Do that, and hints start lighting up, not because they weren't there, but because you're finally noticing the glow. You'll catch yourself going, huh, that's odd, but exactly what I needed. Bit by bit, life stops feeling like a grind and turns into this easy groove. Take the wind. You can't see the sucker, but you know it's real because it ruffles your hair, bends the trees, whispers through the grass. Hints are like that. Science gadgets won't pin them down every time, but your gut, it knows. That quiet, yep, the chills down your arms, the breath that just holds. Our logical side loves to poo-poo that stuff. Too squishy, no proof on tap. But logic's like a hammer, great for nails, sucks for everything else. And gut feelings? They've sailed ships through storms, sparked hit songs, pulled soulmates across rooms. It's the quiet team huddle of the universe, life's inside scoop. Ignore it, you'll loop around the same old blocks. Lean in, doors pop open to streets you never mapped. But guts talk soft, drowned out by fear's freakouts, wants yelling loud, and that hustle or bust drive. So the universe keeps tossing hints your way. Crossing its fingers, you'll hit pause long enough to catch one. The sad part? Hints aren't hiding, they're everywhere. It's us, with our eyes glued to screens or worries, who tune them out. Big twist. The universe never zips it. It's yapping non-stop through every rustle, every glance, every, hey, you dropped this moment. That quiet you feel? Not silence. It's your own earmuffs on tight. Peel them off, hush the mental static, listen with your whole self. Boom. Everything's a conversation. The way clouds bunch up, a coin flip landing heads, some kid blurting out gold. All life's chit-chat if you've got the ears for it. Word of warning, though, living wide open like this, not a walk in the park, means ditching the control freak act, the I got this thought. Ntasi, that lone wolf myth where you're calling all the shots, because if the universe is whispering to you, you're not on the sidelines. You're smack in the middle of the story, part of the punchline. And yeah, that scares the hell out of people. Easier to play solo hero, captain of your tiny ship. But hints? They spill the beans. Nah, you're laced into this giant quilt. Your moods, your sighs, they ripple out forever. Own the hints, own your spot in the weave. Can't unsee it after that. No more pretending it's all dice rolls and you're flying blind. That's why the old cultures geeked out on bird flights, dream journals, leaf patterns in the wind. Not woo-woo kooks like we snicker today. They were dialed in, knew the world's got a pulse, a smarts all its own. Best way to roll, not bulldozing through, it's jamming along with it. You and the universe, old pals trading stories round the clock. Stop tuning in, things get scratchy, arguments. But really, listen. It turns into this sweet improv, surprises galore, but smooth, graceful. So, how to kick off the listening party again? Dead simple, which is why we trip over it. Just stop, carve out a few minutes a day to bail on the hamster wheel. Sit, notice, your in and out breath, the low buzz of the world outside, that quiet tug in your chest. You can't chase hints down, they're not deer to hunt. They're like postcards that show up when you're chill enough to read them. And when one lands, don't grill it for the full backstory. It's not spilling the whole plot, just waving you toward the next turn. Say you're at a fork in the road. The sign doesn't sketch the scenery, promise no potholes or buried treasure. It just points, yo, left. Up to you to step or not. That's where a little faith sneaks in, not the churchy believe or bust kind. More like betting on the ride, even if the map's fuzzy. Knowing whatever twists, it'll drop you right where you're meant to land. And the real kicker most folks miss? Hints aren't here to scratch your itch for answers. They're to nudge you forward, shake up your soul, line you up with the truer you underneath. Live that way, follow the pokes, and watch. Life gets breezy. No more grinding gears, white-knuckling every corner. You see how often puzzles solve themselves when you back off and shatter when you cling. Even the crap parts shift. Instead of cursing the rain, you go, huh, what's this storm teaching me? What's life flashing my way? And weirdly, asking flips the switch. The hurt dials down, because now it's got a point, a reason. Listen, the universe isn't some mean kid with a slingshot. It's not plotting your downfall. It's teaming up, rooting for the win. But like any good buddy in a two-step, it needs you to show up and move with it. Stiffen up, ignore the beat. You'll step on toes, trip over nothing. But go loose, ear to the rhythm. You two glide like pros. Hints of the beat, the taps on the shoulder, the hey, spin here cues. Blow 'em off, stumble city, tune in, smooth sailing. And that's when it hits. Life's point isn't buried in some far-off someday. It's popping right here, in the messy now, if you squint just right. Next time you're spinning, lost, foggy, second-guessing everything, hit the brakes, skip the panic fix-it frenzy, glance around, spot the small weirds, the coincidences, words that land like arrows, heavy pauses that stick, doors clicking shut for no good reason. Don't hit it with why me, universe. Try. Okay, what's the lesson here? That flip? It's the spark. That look around, your ticket out. And before long, you might grin and go, damn, life's been dropping these notes forever. Not with earthquakes or fireworks, but these soft little asides. Asides that, once you catch 'em, can rewrite your whole damn map. Let me toss in one more quick story to chew on, because why not stretch this out a bit? Back in my wandering days, well, okay, not me personally, but you get it. This woman I knew was stuck in a job that was sucking her dry. Bills piling, boss a jerk, that whole grind. But every morning, she'd pass this beat-up old bookstore on her commute. One day, stuck in traffic, she finally pulls over. Why not, right? Ducks in, grabs a dusty book on impulse, some beat poet's ramblings, flips it open and the page slaps her. Quit chasing shadows, chase the sun. Creepy, huh? That night, dreams of beaches and blank canvases. Next week, a random email from an old college pal. Hey, got a gig in art therapy. Think you'd kill it? Long story short, she jumps, quits the sucky job, and 2 years later, running her own little studio, helping folks paint their way out of funks, coinky-dink, or the universe playing matchmaker with a bookstore detour. You tell me. Stuff like that happens all the time if we let it. It's not magic, it's just us finally getting the memo. And hey, if you're thinking, sounds nice, but my life's too nuts for this woo stuff. Fair. Start tiny. 5 minutes on the porch, no phone. Watch ants march, feel the breeze tickle. That's it. Build from there. You'll be amazed how the noise quiets, how those nudges get louder. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to figure out the dance, right? Not lead every step, but follow the feel. And when you do, man, it's freeing. Like waking up in your own story and realizing you're the hero and the sidekick and the plot twist. All of it. Whispers and all 2.3s.